So now that you know all about St Mark's MyChurchSuite app, you're probably chomping at the bit to get going. So we thought we'd put this little guide together to show you around the app and how to use it. While I'm talking to you, I'm going to be using the app on my iPad, and you should be able to see the screen just here so that you can follow along. Now I'm using an Apple iPad, so if you are using an Android device or if you're doing this on the computer, then it might look a little bit different. The first thing that you need to do is to navigate to your email so that you can find the link that we've sent you. So I'm going to open my email application, and there's the email that we've sent through. The title, the subject is St Mark's Church, MyChurchSuite number 3, invitation to register and log in. And the email will have been sent from ChurchSuite. If you can't find the email, then check in your spam or in your trash because it might have got diverted there. When we open this email, you can see down in the middle there is a big long purple link, and it starts with login.churchsuite.co.uk, and we need to follow that link now. When we click on it, it will open your web browser and open a page on the ChurchSuite app asking you to create a password. Now your password needs to contain at least 8 characters, at least 1 uppercase letter, at least 1 lowercase letter, and at least 1 number. So I'm going to go ahead and enter my password here. Going to ask you to put that in twice to make sure that you haven't made a spelling mistake or a typo as you've been going along, and then you can click next. This will take you to the home page of the app, and you will see down the left hand side that there is a menu structure, and penultimate to the bottom it says download the app. Now if you are using a smartphone or a tablet, then we'd really recommend that you download the app. It's so much easier to use than trying to navigate the website. So I'm going to click on download app, and it's brought up a nice little screen here. I'm going to click on this middle option to download the app from the App Store. You might have an option to go to the Google Play Store. This is what the app looks like. It's a little blue logo with a white sort of inverted cross on it. So I'm just going to click to download just there. And I can open that direct from here, or I could go back to the home screen on my iPad or on my phone and find the app and open it from there. Now when you go to open the app, it asks you to set a PIN, and this is because the app contains personal contact information and data for our church family, and so it's PIN protected. So I'm just going to set a PIN and confirm that PIN, and then it's brought me to the registration page. So the app wants me to register so that it knows what data to pull through. So the name of the church is St Mark's. So it's ST space MARKS. And if you type that in, we should come up at the top of the list. And in dark black letters, it will say St Mark's Church, and underneath in pale grey letters, it says St Mark's. So I'm going to select that one, and then the logo should change to our logo. If our logo isn't there, as you can see just here, then you've selected the wrong church, so try again. Now you need to enter your email address, which we sent the email invitation to. So I'm going to do that. And then you need to enter the password that you just created on the website. And hopefully I've remembered that correctly. And now it's letting me into the app. So here we are on the app home screen. Now, if you are on a computer, on the left hand side of your screen, you will have a menu structure. But if you're using the app, then you have to click on menu in the top right hand corner of your screen, and that will bring up the menu structure for you down the left hand side there. So we're going to click on home, and this is the home page of the app. You see our logo at the top, and there's a lovely little welcome message there. And at the bottom of the screen there, you can see our featured events. They're just events that we want to bring to your attention. And then if you scroll further down, you'll see a summary of your personal information on the left-hand side of the screen, and a summary of any email communication that the church has sent out to you via MyChurchSuite. Now, if we go into the menu structure, this menu structure is personalised for you. So you may not see all of these menu options that I have available. It depends how integrated into the church family you are. My communication you'll have, that's all the emails that we use to communicate with you. My details, my children, and my events will all be the same on your screen. My groups will only appear if you're a part of one of our small groups. My rotas will only appear if you serve on one of our teams and you appear on one of our rotas. My church family, and then the 3 at the bottom there are external links to quickly get you to things that you might want to access, such as our newsletter, our website, and our stream services. Once you've logged on, we'd like you to go first to the menu item called My Details. And this is where you can check that all of the contact information that we hold about you is correct. When you go into the My Details page, you will see at the top that there are 4 different tabs: Details, Login, Privacy, and Communication. The details page is all of your contact details, so you can scroll down and have a little look through that and make sure we've got all of those details correct. You can also change your marital status, and if your spouse is in our database, you can connect your record to their record. It will send them an email and ask them to confirm that they actually are your spouse, so you can't just put anyone that you wish in there. In the middle here, you will see that there are 3 green check boxes where you can opt in to receive specific emails from us. They're our weekly newsletter, seasonal emails, and our weekly sermon notes. Now, we're not distributing weekly sermon notes right now, but you can sign up for them by checking these boxes here. Once you've made any changes that need to be made, if you scroll right down to the bottom, there's a cancel button or a save changes button. Please click save changes, otherwise all your hard work will be lost. So I'm just going to click on there now. The second tab along is a login tab, and that is where you can reset your password if you want to change it to something a bit more memorable. The third tab is your privacy tab. This affects what information other church family members can see about you in our directory. Now, I'm going to tick to make my telephone visible, to make my mobile telephone number visible, and to make my email visible. But I'm going to keep my address private for now. And then I'm going to click Save Changes. Finally, the 4th tab along is about your communication settings. This is not for the church family, this is for us, the church staff team. So this is whether we can give you a call or an email. I'd really encourage you to check all of these boxes so that we can keep in touch with you. If, for example, we hear that you've fallen down and broken your leg, we might give you a call and offer if we can help you in any way. But we won't be able to do that if these communication boxes aren't checked. Time to go back to the menu. So the next item on the menu is My Children, and if you click on there you will see any children that we know about that are registered on the database, and if you have any new children you can click Add Child and you can put their details in there. Now if I go into, say, Evie's folder, I can update details about her date of birth, and down at the bottom of the screen here, I can give consent for her to attend the different children's groups that we run at church. There are also a few questions down at the bottom about whether I understand the responsibilities that the church is taking for keeping my children safe. And I can save those changes or cancel just on any of our menus. So that's the My Children tab. Now, just to reiterate, none of the information about your children is available in the directory. Nobody else can see this information about your children apart from you and the staff team. If we return to the menu, the next item down under My Children is My Events, and this connects to the church calendar. So up at the top, we have some featured events that we'd like to draw to your attention. Then you'll see that there is a calendar box, and you could move that on to look at particular months, such as February or March. And then down the right-hand side there, you'll see a list of all the events that are happening in that month. There's also a little search bar there, so you could search for a particular event if you're trying to find it. Now, some of these events in this list have little ticks next to them, and that means that you can sign up to attend those events. So I'm going to click on Thursday the 4th of March, Holy Communion in church, and that will take me to this description of what that event is, and there's a little purple link at the top there that says sign up, and if I click on there, it will take me to the website so that I can register to sign up to attend Holy Communion. If I just scroll down to the bottom there, your contact details will already have been inputted, and you just need to select what tickets you want and click proceed. I'll just go back into the ChurchSuite app. So back into the menu, under My Events, you may have a tab called My Groups. If you're a part of a small group, then that will appear underneath this tab. I'm part of the small group called Oikos. There's a little description about us and where we meet. And then if you scroll on down to the bottom, you can see all the members of your group and quickly access their contact details if you want to phone them or send them an email. If you're a member of more than one group, all of your groups will be listed here just underneath each other. Back to the menu, and the next item might be My Rotas. If we click on there, this will contain all of the information about where you serve at church. You can see at the top there that there's a summary of my next serving. So all of your different rotas are combined here to show you all of your next duties. You'll also notice in the top right hand corner there that there's a link to an iCal or a Google Calendar feed so that you can pull these service duties through into your personal calendar. Here in the middle of the screen there's an unavailability box, so if you know you're going on holiday for 2 weeks and you're not going to be available for the rota, you can add your unavailability here, and then your rota leader will know not to schedule you. And then down at the bottom is a list of all the different rotas that I appear on, and I can go into one of those and it will show me the whole rota for all of the different weeks, whether I'm serving or not, and that's really useful for if I want to organise any swaps. So if I go back into the menu, the next menu item down is My Church Family. And if I click on there, that will take me to the church family directory. Now I'm going to search for myself here. There I am. And you can see that my email address and my telephone number are both visible. And that's because earlier in the privacy settings, I set them to be visible. But my address isn't visible because I didn't check that box on the privacy settings. You will appear in our directory just as a name. If you want people to be able to see your telephone numbers or your email address or your postal address, then you will have to check those boxes under the privacy settings, and we will not change those for you. If we go back to the menu, you'll see at the bottom there are 3 links to the weekly newsletter, the St Mark's website, and to our streamed services. They will take you out of the app either to a web browser, or if you have the YouTube app installed, they will take you to the YouTube app so that you can see our streamed services. Back at the top of the list, I started at My Details. Just above there is My Communication, and this is a digest of all the emails that you will have been sent from the church office via MyChurchSuite. So if there's something you know that Kathy emailed you about something and you can't find it in your email inbox, you can come here and all of those emails are stored here. I'll just go back to the home screen. That's everything in our St Mark's MyChurchSuite app. Hopefully you will be able to log in now and find your way around. Please do check that we have your contact details correct. Also, when you go into My Details, we would really love it if you would upload a photograph of yourself. This really helps the church staff to be able to learn your names, and in particular when Mike and Liz Resch arrive, this will really help them to get to know our church family that much quicker. You can just click on where my photograph is. On your account it will probably just have your initials, so you can just tap on there and you can either take a photo if the device that you're using has a camera attached, or go to your photo library. That's where all your photographs on your iPad are stored, and you could select a photograph from there. We would really, really love it if you could upload a photograph as soon as possible, and that will make it so much easier for us to keep connected to each other. If you have any questions or queries, please go to smch.org.uk/MCS. MCS stands for MyChurchSuite, and we have some frequently asked questions in there that might answer one of your queries. If you still have a question or a concern after reading those frequently asked questions, then just email us, office@smch.org.uk, and we will respond to you just as soon as possible to answer your questions. That's all from me. Please do download the app, have a look around, get to know it a little bit better. And the next time you have a query regarding St Mark's, this can be your first port of call. Bye for now.